Oh, geez, guys. I didn't know this, like, let you know I was coming live. Sorry. Why is there no video? There's like a million comments in here already. Oh my gosh. Hi. Let's see. All right. Okay, cool. You see me. So, Mike was arrested on the courthouse steps by the same people who were preventing him from entering the courthouse. Why was he arrested? The claim was failure to appear. So they arrested him for failure to appear on the steps of a courthouse while not letting him enter. Are you hearing this? This is insanity. So they didn't let him go to his bench trial. So they did not hear that. He tried to gain access. He stood on his rights. You can look up the Americans with Disabilities Act, and the North Carolina Disabilities Protection laws, North Carolina Disability Protection laws. So he was standing on his rights as protected by those things, not given by those articles, but protected by. And the bailiffs, I guess as the bailiffs, the people who work for the sheriff's department who were at the courthouse, would not allow him to enter. They literally barred him from entering. They blocked his access. So his attorney, Mike's attorney, went inside and they issued a failure to appear warrant. So the very same people who blocked him from entering put him in handcuffs. Now they did handcuff him in front of him, which is a upgrade from last time. Crazy Town, North Carolina. Yeah, it's Crazy Town Banana Pants. I don't know what the hell's going on. So there were a couple of live streams going. Carolina Guardian was there. Carolina Auditor was there. Breathe Free Academy was over there. There were a few that weren't live streaming. So Swamp Fox. Was it SC Swamp Fox? Pepperoni Audits. I don't know. You guys can post your links. Okay, so what happens now? That's a good, excellent question. What happens now is we call. We're going to post some phone numbers in the chat. I should have put them in the description, but I wasn't thinking. My thinking skills are limited at the moment. Let's see. I'll grab those links for you. All right, so right now we can call the courthouse. Last I heard he was going before a magistrate. The magistrate... Oh, I think that was too many. There you go. Yeah, I've talked to Mike's attorney. The bond is currently set for $50,000 cash. And, hold on, it gets worse. $50,000 cash. And if he makes the bond, if we pay that, which we're not going to, if we do, they will keep him. He's supposed to stay in his house. What? So I guess that's some kind of like monitoring system. Yeah. What is going on? So now my question is, where are the checks and balances? Yes, it's a $50,000 ransom. $50,000 ransom. Has anyone contacted the FBI? We've reached out to the FBI. Perhaps they'll hear us now. Perhaps if more than just us reaches out to these places, it will help. Eric, I don't know that other people may have. I'm sorry. Illegal. Yes, $50,000 in cash for being picked up on the courthouse steps while trying to gain access to his court date, to his appearance, whatever it's called. He's trying to gain access to his bench trial. Equal access, mind you, standing on his rights. He is arrested on the courthouse steps for a failure to appear while trying to appear. And then the bond is set for $50,000 cash. and some kind of monitoring system that will, or something that requires him to stay in his house until his court date can be rescheduled. Yeah, house arrest. Thank you. That was way simpler to say. Remember, this is all stemming from the arrest in the church parking lot. The church parking lot. And the claim, the bogus charge is resisting an officer, which they never told us the charge. And it's crazy. So I see trolls pop in and they're like, oh, it's not the whole story and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's the crazy part. It really is. Like, we're not hiding stuff from you guys. We're being honest and real and telling you what's going on. And we give you as much of the information as we have that we can. Like, yeah, I mean, we gave you the video. Like, I don't have more than that. And it doesn't matter because it's so unbelievable. Like, I understand this situation is so unbelievable. It's insane. And is it retaliation? Bro, the whole thing's retaliation. Yeah. Oh, and then because I had a bail bondsman, like we bailed him out last time for the $2,500. I think, yeah, it was $2,500, right? Yeah, $2,500 bond. I got a bondsman, so I only paid 1/10 of that. Well, now I guess we gotta pay the whole thing. So yeah, we tried contacting the SBI and the State Bureau of Investigations, and they say they won't get involved unless the local, like police or sheriff or the DA call them in. So the criminals, in this case, the criminals. It's not atypical to double a bond, but 20 times. Bro, I don't know, man. Make sure you get the jury trial. Yeah, well, dude, I can't make sure anything. Okay, so there is action to be taken, right? We're not helpless little bystanders. We're not just watching a show unfold on TV. We can call phone numbers. And so the first phone numbers that we can call are the courts. We can call the courthouse. Here are some phone numbers for the courthouse. We've got the Judicial Center. So the judge in question is District Court Judge Chris Freeman. To clarify, he has been using threats, coercion, and intimidation to deprive a qualified individual with a disability of his disability rights. This is illegal. This is criminal. He threatened and has fulfilled the threat to hold him in criminal contempt. Well, let's see. Is he being held in criminal contempt? No, because he was arrested with a failure to appear. So the judge threatened to hold him in criminal contempt if he tried to gain access to the courts with his assistive devices. Mike was barred from entering the courthouse while trying to gain equal access to the courts. So the judge issued a failure to appear warrant, which they went out and, what would that be, fulfilled on the courthouse steps and put him in cuffs and took him to jail. Okay, so we're going to call the courthouse and demand his release. We're also going to insist that Chris Freeman recuse himself because he's clearly biased. It's clear he is discriminates against disabled people, specifically Mike, specifically blind people. They keep hanging up on your calls. I'm sorry, man. So I guess we call higher up, call the courthouse. We can call Josh Stein is the Attorney General, North Carolina Attorney General. Here you go. I've called him and let him know what was going on prior to this. So he'll need an update on what's happening now. Okay. The next thing we can call is the jail. So we have the Rockingham County Jail is where he's going to be being held. Here you go. The judge or the police chief. The judge issued an order that Mike could not gain equal access to the courts, meaning he was not allowed to bring his assistive devices into the courthouse. Similarly, like it would be like saying a deaf person can't bring their hearing aids into the courthouse. Only, yeah. Hold on. I've got things blinking at me on my computer. Okay, so the anyway, the guards at the door would not allow him to enter the courthouse with his devices. Right, just because they hang up doesn't mean stop calling. Keep on calling, they'll answer one of these times. All right, so here's another link for you. Rockingham County Jail. Rockingham County Jail. Now the jail, we are asking, one, if anybody in there remembers their oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States. If not that, maybe they remember the oath to uphold the North Carolina state constitution. If they can acknowledge that federal law and state law trump a judge's orders. A judge doesn't make laws. And so when a judge violates federal and state law, like it's their duty to stand against that, right? Okay, some other things to think about when calling the court, the jail, is to make sure that Mike has access to whatever assistive devices he currently has. I think he has his glasses and his hat and his cane. Remind them, if somebody comes in with glasses, like prescription glasses, ask, do you take those away? And of course not. They're not going to take those away. Or if someone comes in with hearing aids, do you take those away? No, of course not. Okay. Likewise, do not strip this man of what little devices that he has left. Another thing is the ADA is clear about medical isolation not being used just because someone in jail is disabled. So just because they're disabled and you don't want to deal with them doesn't mean you get to put them in medical isolation and isolate them. Now, if there is a medical concern, like an actual medical condition, like Mike has debilitating migraines where he can't speak, he can't move. So in that instance, perhaps isolation, but in a dark, quiet room, not in a brightly lit room. So, all right. Isolation is a form of torture. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm going to see. Okay, I'm back. My cameras were alerting me to things. I was just checking. This is so much more fun when he's here. Normal people? Okay. Sue the judge. We have put in a remonstrance into the General Assembly, North Carolina General Assembly. So I need to establish a team that's going to help me call the members of the General Assembly. There's almost 200 phone calls to make. Well, 200 people, almost 200 people to call, which will probably result in more than 200 phone calls. But the current phone calls we're making are, does anybody remember? I'll pull it up. And I'm pretty sure there's things in place to protect judges from being sued. That it sounds easy, but I'm pretty sure that's not a little simple thing. All right, so we are calling the Rockingham County Jail. We can demand his release from them too. You know, remember your oath. Release this blind veteran. They want me to speak to records. What? I'm sorry. Good citizen, 50K is ridiculous. They want me to speak with records. Okay. Records can record that this is ridiculous. $50,000 cash and house arrest. Here's the other numbers that we can call. The jail's camera footage is also protected here in North Carolina. North Carolina is backwards, dude. The record laws, any police camera footage, so body cams, dash cams, jail cams, are actually protected. So in order to get those, we have to get a judge's order. You think we're going to get that here? Okay. Slow the chat down. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Y'all are not, yeah, fine. Maybe we're nuts, but we're documenting it and call and demand release. They can release him. So they can change their minds. Someone can step up. That it's possible that someone somewhere has some spine or some backbone and goes, you know what? I know I thought I was doing my job, but this is fucked up. I'm going to actually take a stand. What? Maybe my hope for humanity is too great, but call it. Call them in. Call it in, record it. Because it's not just to help Mike here, guys. Like, this is about, one, disability rights of anyone who's disabled trying to go through the court system. If this is what they do when the light of the camera and the eyes of the people are on them, what are they doing in the dark? What are they doing when no one's watching? And this is what they're used to. They're used to working with impunity, with nobody looking. They just bully people around and they get away with it. They do whatever they want and nobody stops them. Clearly, the people they work with don't stop them. All right. What'd you say, Eric? Yeah. Hey, you never know. Maybe Chris Freeman will have a dream while he sleeps and wake up and go, oh my God, I got to fix this, and then fix it. All right, y'all. I don't want to be on here anymore. Got some calls to make. Peace and love. And Deo Presto Liber.